Hello everybody and welcome back to the second shelf and to the first video of 2025. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you started the new year well, healthy, maybe with a little celebration, some bubblies if you are into that. And I hope you will all have a fabulous 2025. What I want to do today is I want to talk about my plans and goals for this new year. If you have been watching previous videos where I recap 2024, you know already that I decided not to have too many goals in terms of readathons that I want to participate in and book clubs I want to join and things like that. I want to keep it kind of simple for this year and leave a lot of space for spontaneous decisions about my reads. But I do have, hey, you know me. Of course, I do have a couple of goals. And one is actually something new. I will talk about that in a minute. One of the goals that I'm keeping or plans that I'm keeping for my reading is a couple of things that are already longer running. So for instance, Heidi from My Reading Life and we are reading the Inspector Lynley-Series. We are currently at book 14. I think we finished 14. The 22nd is coming out in September. So maybe we finish this year, but I think it will run into 2026. But that's something that I will continue through the year. The other thing is my reading of Ursula Le Guin's work. I'm doing that together with Adam from Memento Mori. We have read so far 20 of her books, but she has quite an extensive list. So there are still, I think, a good 10 or 12 books left. Some of them are nonfiction. So that's also something that I will continue. Lastly, I want to mention my reading of Irish female authors together with Kim from Middle of the Book March. That's not something that we do every month, but we try to buddy read Irish female authors. So, and that's also something I'm very interested in. Irish literature, always have been. Read a lot of dudes in my younger years. So now I try to, kind of get some female authors in, as this is my quest anyway. So that's 3 of the goals that will just continue on through the year that I had started quite some time ago. Most of them not even last year, but years before that. I think the Lindy we started 2 years ago or something. Yeah. But those are not goals that put a lot of pressure on me as a reader, if you know what I mean. So those are easygoing plans and goals. Of course, one of the big goals and plans that I also started 2 years ago, or even 3, I think 2022, is my 1001 Women Authors That I Want to Read Before I Die project. If you follow my channel, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, I came up with my own list of 1001 books, fiction and nonfiction, all by female authors. I will leave a link to my Goodreads shelf, the complete list and the TBR down below. As of the 1st of January, I have, I think, 458-ish something books still to read, and my plan is, like in the previous years, to read 52 books, so 1 book a week basically. I'm also co-hosting together with Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot a 1001 book club, because Sandy does a similar project. She is reading the official list from those books you can buy, 1001 books you have to read. And she combined all 3 editions, so she has about 1,300 books or something. And we compared our list last year and came up with books by female authors that are on both of our lists. Last year we picked 10. I fell off the wagon a little bit because of all kinds of stressy issues, and Sandy had quite a busy time as well. So for this year, we brought the list down to 6. You find the list also in the downstairs, I wanted to say, but it's down in the description box. So 6 books, 2 months for each book, and the first one we are reading is this one, Amy Hempel, Reasons to Live, a short little collection of short stories. So that is a project that will go on for some time. Like I said, 458 books still to read, with 52 books a year. That's another 9 years or something. So yeah, that is just a very long ongoing project, but I really like it. I discover a lot of books by looking for female authors, also from non-Western countries. So, and the list that you find on Goodreads, it's not a fixed list, in the sense that I go through this list quite regularly, because sometimes I find an author or a book that I really think should be included, and then I toss somebody who was more or less okay, let's include it into the list. So it's a project that is not only long going but also evolving. So that's that. The first book I will read, or I'm already reading for this project, is a non-fiction book that I'm reading together with Heidi from my reading life, and that is Jung Chang's biography, Big Sister, Little Sister, Red Sister, about 3 women from the Song family in the beginning of the 20th century who had quite an impact on Chinese history. So you can here see them all. Big Sister was one of the richest women in China. Little Sister became the first lady of pre-communist national China. She married Chiang Kai-shek, and Red Sister rose to be Mao's vice chair. So really an interesting history, and I know not that much about Chinese history, so I'm very happy that we picked this up together, and this will be my first 1001 women that I have to read book for 2025. And then of course I will also read this one, but as I said, it's 2 months for each book, so I have January and February to read this book. And then the new project that I have, when I looked at my reading last year and the years prior to last year, I'm German originally, but I hardly read German literature. I read a lot of German literature when I was younger, and it's not of huge interest to me anymore, I have to admit. What comes out in Germany often bores me. I'm sure there are plenty of wonderful authors and books that I'm missing, but yeah. So most of my reading, or almost all of my reading, is in English. And that also means that a lot of what I read over the last couple of years was originally published in English, with a heavy focus, not intentionally, but that's just how it happened, on books published in the US. So US, if I combine all that, US, UK, Ireland, Canada, Australia, it made a good chunk, 2/3 of what I read every year. And nothing wrong with that, but I thought I want to change things up a little bit, read things that are newer to me, that I want to expand, my reading horizons. And German literature is not that huge of an interest, but I'm European. So what I decided to do is start a new project and read one book from every European country. You will find a link down below to the list of countries, and I'm not talking European Union, and I'm not talking what we consider Europe, some of us, but just the geographical Europe. So Kazakhstan is included, Russia is included, Azerbaijan is included, Europe as a geographical unit. So there's 51 countries. Like I said, you will find a list with the countries, but you will also find a list down below with the first, I think, 14 countries where I picked a book already. And it has to be fiction or memoir. So I'm not looking, I'm not looking for a non-fiction book about Azerbaijan. I'm looking for either a novel from an Azerbaijani female author or a memoir translated into English. So I haven't completed the whole list yet because it takes me quite a while to find books by female authors. There are a couple of countries that I already know now because they are tiny, that I probably will not find a book, like Vatican City or Andorra. You can see in the list down, Andorra is, I think, the second country, and already I just couldn't find anything. If you know a book by a female author from Andorra, either fiction or a memoir that has been translated into English, let me know. But for the other countries, I found something, and I'm looking for roughly contemporary, so 21st century author, so not classics, and from the countries that I already read books from, like France or the UK or Italy, what I try to do is pick a book, or Ireland, is pick a book from that country that I would normally maybe not read. So in order to, expand. So I'm not putting a book that is already on the list that Kim and I want to read for Ireland on this European list, because the idea behind this project is really to discover new authors and new books. So the first book, the first country is Albania, and I picked a memoir, and that is An Unruled Body by Ani Jika. This is also happens to be my pick for my in real life book club. We meet half January or something, I think, yeah. So that turns out well. So this is a memoir by an author, a poet who was born in Albania and left for the US. So this is set in the US, Thailand, India, and she's quite a young author. I think I have a picture here. She's born, I think, in the 70s or 80s. So yeah, anyway, I don't know why I tell you all this, but this is my pick for Albania, and it's the first book of my project Reading Europe that I will finish. I'm halfway through, so I will have to finish before the book club meets half January. If you want to join me that's why I leave the list. You always, also, I have a shelf on Goodreads with the first 7 books, because I'm not reading like a book a week or something. Again, it's 52 countries. If I deduct the countries that I will not find anything, so we have maybe 49, 48 books to read. It's not something that I will finish this year, maybe not even next year. If I read 20 books off this list, or 15 this year, so 1 or 12, 1 a month, I'm happy. It's not, I realize that I really like projects that are not putting short-term pressure on me, but longer going projects that I can, take my time with, and not like read, 20 Victorian novels in October. That's just not something for me. I finally realized after 6 or 7 years on BookTube. So this project, again, is longer going. I will make videos specifically updating you on this project. So you now know that I will read this one in January, and the next one is Armenia, the Grey House, and I won't get to that before February. So if you want to read along, I will keep you updated when I will read what, and you are happy. I would be happy, and you are very welcome to join me. I will also, I want to talk briefly about BookTube video plans. I'm continuing 1 video a week on Sunday. That is working for me. That schedule is working for me. I can fit that in easily, and I have enough to talk about. I don't think I will be able to go back to 2 videos, which I did last year. The year before last year, I did 2 videos. No, consistently 1 video on Sunday, that's what you will get. What I did do is I planned my videos, not what I'm saying, I'm not scripting my videos, but to have more consistency in which video is coming when. So I will do a mid-month check-in about my reading. I will do a monthly wrap-up, and I will make separate videos for the 1001 project and the Reading Europe project. I will also keep doing book hauls, because I plan on buying books, maybe not every month, depending on whether I have books to show you. And I will do the occasional chatty video or topic. I have a couple of topics that I thought interesting, like best first lines in a book that are on the shelf, and maybe I will do some of those. But I will be fairly consistent with the schedule. So that's my goals and plans. And the only thing I want to mention is the first book of 2025. I always pick a graphic novel as first book of the year. And this year was fantastic. I read it already. And I picked Medea by Blandine Le Calais is the author, and this is the art, Nancy Pena, and translated from the French, can you see that, by Montana Kane. So text, artwork, and translation by a woman. Fantastic. This was originally published in 2021 in France, and I loved it. I thought the artwork was amazing. The story was well told. So this was a wonderful, wonderful start of the year. It was a 5-star read. First book of the year. I hope the other firsts, those 2, will be equally wonderful. Anyway, so those are my plans and goals for 2025. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me, my subscribers, my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me. I'm always happy to have comments. I really love the engagement with all of you, and I can only thank you from the bottom of my heart for those of you who stuck with me, have been sticking with me, have been watching my videos for a long time. So I'm really happy about that. Again, a very, very happy 2025, and I'll see you all soon in the next one. And that might be on a Wednesday because I have to get videos in about the tops of 2025, and there are not enough Sundays in this month. So the next video will be next Wednesday, most likely. See you then. Bye bye.